Hi, welcome to Lunar Logic Tarot. I'm Juju, and this is going to be a general reading for the collective of humanity for today, February 9th, 2021 and beyond. So let's see what's going on with the collective. Please only take where it resonates, leave the rest. I'm not saying any of this will happen, is happening, or is going to happen. Okay? These are not meant to be medical, psychological, relationship, financial, and or legal advice. Any and all decisions that you make based on the information that's contained in this reading, you are solely responsible for. Remember, everything is subject to free will, yours and the collective's, as well as the will of the divine, whether you do it or not. Okay, so let's see. If you're sensitive, you might not want to watch this. My collective readings tend to be a little bit more harsher. So let's see. Alright, Spirit, what's going on with the collective? Show me the collective, please, of humanity today, February 9th, 2001 and beyond. Show me the collective. Okay, we have the storyteller, the hermit. Okay, we have the Four of Spirals in the reverse. Okay, so spirals are fire. We have the Three of Mirrors, Three of Cups. Then we have the Dreamer, the Knight of Mirrors, so the Knight of Cups. Okay. Show me the storyteller, please. Why is this here for? Okay. We have the Golden Flower, Temperance. Okay. Show me the Four of Spirals reverse. Why is this here? We have the Four of Scrolls, so Four of Swords. Okay. Show me the Three of Mirrors, please. Okay, let's see. Well, we have two cards for this, for the Three of Mirrors. We have the Seven of Mirrors. Okay, and mirrors are cups. And then we have the Seven of Swords, so scrolls. Or the Seven of Scrolls, which is the Seven of Swords. Okay. I'm actually going to do it like this. Okay. All right, so we have a lot of repeating numbers. We have 44 and we have 77. Show me the Dreamer. We have the Artist, Queen of Stones. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. So, so what I'm getting now is, what are the stories that we're telling ourselves that is creating some type of instability within us that we need to retreat from? There's a healing process for the collective that's taking place about the stories that we tell ourselves and each other. We need to really see ourselves as victorious. We have both a strong side and a softer side. We need to see that in a clearer way. To see past the illusion, or what she's also sitting at like a loom, like a weaving. So what are we weaving? And is it honest with the Seven of Swords here, or the Seven of Scrolls? Is it honest? Are we weaving lies, or are we believing the lies, or both? Then we have the Dreamer here. So I feel like as a collective, we're dreaming to paint another story, or to paint another vision that we have for ourselves and as the collective. Again, please pay attention to your dreams at this time. We also want to build, or we're dreaming of stability as well, and healing. But we do need to heal what we tell ourselves. All right, show me the Golden Flower, please. Why is this here? Spirit. We have the Seven of Spirals. So we have the Seven of Wands here. So Seven of Fire. So we have 3 sevens. 7, 7, 7. And I'm going to get the book because this is a fairly new deck, but it has a lot of different meanings to it. So let's see. Why is the Four of Scrolls here? So we need to heal our defensiveness as a collective. We have the Phoenix Judgment here. Are we trying to not... okay. We're retreating from some type of stability here, or commitment to repair. While we're also kind of in limbo between rising or from judgment or becoming that phoenix to transform. So let me see. Show me, why are the Seven of Mirrors and... Show me the Seven of Mirrors and the Seven of Scrolls. Seven of Mirrors and Seven of Scrolls, please. Okay, we have the Ravens in reverse. So the Magician in reverse. For both of those. Let me get one more. One more. Okay, thank you. And then we have the Lovers. Okay, we're going to break that down here in a minute. Show me the Artist, please. Why is she here? The Psyche. The World. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Bella Rosa, the Devil. Capricorn energy, or the World. Capricorn energy isn't necessarily bad. Or the Devil energy isn't necessarily bad. It does represent the material world. When it's typically in traditional tarot, and when it's out of balance, it can become obsessive or toxic. So with this here, though, with the Seven of Mirrors and Scrolls, we have the Magician in reverse. Okay, so a lot of manifestations that are not necessarily the best. What are we creating? Are we creating confusion, looming confusion, and through deception? Also, the Lovers here. There could be a major Gemini involved in this. So let's go and see what these cards actually mean from the actual book. Let's see. Okay, so wisdom, contemplation. So the storyteller appears in your reading to announce an opportunity for introspection. She cradles her sacred healing orb, the symbol of a life examined. A pair of orioles, I guess birds, denotes her shape-shifting abilities and mystical connection to distant realms. A crown of ferns at her brow assures you of sincerity and friendship. Storyteller asks you to confide in her. She invites you to elevate your apprehensions, secrets, and desires to full conscious awareness. When storyteller appears in your reading, it means the time is favorable for quiet solitude. Her meditation mandalas can turn your dreams into reality. So yeah, like I was saying, what are the stories that we tell us? Are we giving those worries over to the divine, or are we cyclically, constantly feeding ourselves false information about ourselves and the world? This is the time to really deeply reflect on this and to allow that healing to come in with the Temperance here. Okay? So let's see. So we have the Four of, what is it, Spirals? Okay. Now these I don't believe you read in reverse. So we're going to turn them all upright because that's how it is. But I've read it to you in one way that was basically reverse. But we're going to read it in the upright now. Okay. So the Four of Spirals talks about, again, more solitude. Emerging energy of the Four of Spirals suggests it's time for peaceful solitude and introspection. This heralds an opportunity to regather and recharge by changing your perspective. The waxing crescent moon indicates that it is a good time to clean the interior of your harvest home, as the broom loudly suggests. I don't see the broom. Where's the broom? Oh, I see it. I'll show it to you. Okay. As the broom loudly suggests, clearly this card says you need to sweep something away. The Four of Spirals is also about relaxing to enjoy the fruits of your labor and life's great rewards. Visualize yourself observing a new world of possibilities from the upper floor picture window. It's a new season and a fresh challenge is on the horizon. So we have to clear out things because there's stuff that's coming our way. And we need to go within to really meditate and deep introspection and reflection. And again here, why are we trying to retreat from that? Why are we fighting this transformation? Okay, Three of Mirrors. Let's see. So the Three of Mirrors talks about compassion, gentleness. And it says the Three of Mirrors is about coming together in joyful celebration with family and friends. The lion and lamb symbolize a harmonious sense of self-acceptance. We must discover and nurture within our own hearts before we are capable of extending compassion to others. The implicit message of the Three of Mirrors in your reading is do no harm. This is a card that exudes happiness and optimism. It bodes new romance, creative new ventures, and simply a joyful occasion to see yourself reflected in the mirrors of love, compassion, and good fortune. So being gentle to one another and ourselves, giving ourselves the gift of time. So let's see. We have the Dreamer, the Knight of Mirrors. So being sincere in that and pay attention to our dreams as well. Let me see if I can find... Okay. We have the Dreamer. Let's find that. The Dreamer talks about it's a messenger of confidence and passion. So the Dreamer symbolizes mystical experience. So again, pay attention to your dreams as well. So it may not represent a real life person, but if he is real, or she is real, you'll recognize the passionate messenger straight away. His or her energy symbolizes by the leaping tiger is boundless. His charm or her charm brings with the hopefulness and desire to dream the impossible dream. The dreamer drifts effortlessly over land and sea upon carpets of romantic magic. He or she inspires you to sail the seas of your own imagination. Thoughts and dreams represent energy the dreamer channels into real life experience. So pay attention to your dreams big time. Big time right now. I'm getting messages through your dreams. I feel like there's like a collective dream coming or is trying to come into fruition or to take shape here. Big time. And then here it's like painting through, it's like almost, it feels like creating reality through our dream state as a collective, the collective dream. Okay, so this is a little trippy, but I'm going to say it because I'm getting it. Because we got the world, the psyche, we have the artist, and then we have the dreamer, or vice versa. We are collectively dreaming, all of us, this reality in some fashion. So what do we choose to create next as a collective through our dreaming? We're like artists. Are we going to transform? There's like a butterfly here. Okay, let's see, the golden flower, which is temperance, which talks about healing. Let's see. Golden flower, harmony, meditation. Golden flower sunburst mandala prompts you to meditate upon the natural ebb and flow of life's ups and downs. The fish portray active restoration of balance through appreciation and acceptance, as opposed to resistance and resignation. The butterfly symbolizes golden flower's energy radiating outward as evolving consciousness. The major arcana archetype in Chrysalis Tarot are the emanations of eons of human history, memory, and experience accessible to the conscious mind through active meditation. In your reading, golden flower means you are drawing near to conscious awareness. So as a collective, as we do the collective dreaming and meditation and creating some form of this reality, what do we choose to create next? We're starting to become aware of our creation. and as that we are collectively creating it together. So we're slowly becoming aware, collectively, becoming consciously aware of our creation that we are trying to create here. We must protect the healing process and this creation. It's almost like I feel, okay, Spirit is showing me like these nest, like I guess they're Russian nesting dolls. Like they're in with, the small one and this and the bigger one and then the bigger one. It feels like that. So layers upon layers inside of a different reality, we're creating another one, if that makes sense. It feels like those are unfolding as we become aware of what we're actually creating. And as we heal the collective unconscious, we become more conscious of the creating or the creation. And how we're doing that. So we're learning how to manifest properly. So with the Four of Scrolls, this looks like someone who is sleeping. Okay, but also taking a break, needing to retreat. Or again, collective. So we're kind of in a stasis here in this position. It feels like we're in between needing to take care and clean out the things that no longer serves us as individuals and as a collective. But then also making that huge jump into Phoenix energy and that transformation. And this transformation has to be protected. So we have the Four of Scrolls. Let's see what that's about from this book. Let's see. Okay. So recollection. So again, pulling ourselves together. It says the colorful wings of the Four of Scrolls indicates that this is a period of healing. It is a time to be alone with your thoughts, to plan and visualize your future, and to place the past aside. Hopeful butterfly wings symbolize transformation and self-fulfillment through self-acceptance. Only when we fully accept who we are can we accept others as they are. In your reading, the Four of Scrolls tells you to draw your energies close so you may experience inner peace, tranquility during this time of healing and acceptance. Yeah. Yep. Like I was just saying. So, we're going to do this section here. So we have the Seven of Mirrors, which talks about the Seven of Cups. So this, for me, I'm hearing like the seven reflections. What are we weaving here? Are we weaving confusion? What are we not allowing ourselves to see about ourselves and the collective? What are we, I guess, in denial over? Let's see. 1 second. Okay, Seven Mirrors talks about discernment. This is going to be important. The Lady Charlotte spends day in and day out isolated in her tower chamber. For her, the reality of the outside world is trapped in seven mirrors. This leaves her confused and unsatisfied, if not tormented, but the fleeting illusions she must weave into her tapestry of destiny. The Seven of Mirrors is about discernment, false reality. Yeah. Are we weaving something that we're in denial over? And free will. A crystalline vessel symbolizes purity, reminds you to keep a firm grip on what is real and what is an illusion when making important decisions. Although you may feel confused or conflicted, the time draws nigh to weigh options and make your choice. So the keeper of destiny, or the weaver of destiny, is awaiting our decision as a collective on which path we're going to take. Now, my previous readings have been quite dark. And in a weird way, kind of accurate. I haven't posted them all to YouTube. I might do that today. Nevertheless, I feel like the collective is starting to realize we have to change. We have to make a better decision because destiny is awaiting our choice. What are we actually weaving into our destiny? What path are we actually what are we taking? We have to be very, very careful of this. Because if we're not careful of this, then we've got major issues here. So these were clarified by the Ravens, okay, which is the Magician, and then the Lovers. Now, just in the traditional, I feel here, we have to be mindful of and use our discernment when it comes to a Gemini. Okay, there's Gemini season possibly. There's something coming in around the bend that is being woven either by a Gemini or in Gemini season. We need to be mindful of this, okay? Now that is just from traditional standpoint of the tarot. Now let's talk about what it means here. So the ravens also denotes omens. And for me, the Lovers, it talks about a commitment to that. So be mindful of the commitments that you give. Pay attention to the signs that you will receive, especially in your dream state. So let's see. Ravens, the magician, again, synchronicities and messengers. The playful, chrysalis ravens make things happen. They play a game with pearls, which symbolize moonlight, mysticism, and the magical phenomenon called synchronicity. The ravens, when not plotting mischief, perch in the upper branches, the spiritual realm of the tree of life. Ravens generate synchronicities in your life to help you become more mindful. The raven's message is to take care to see and catch these magical moments. The raven's card is in your reading as a heads up to keep a good lookout for synchronicity. Don't let it pass by unnoticed. Ravens also indicate you're now entering a new cycle in your life afresh with exciting possibilities, but also omens for me. Pay attention to the signs that will lead to a path that needs to be reflected upon, because again, the one who weaves destiny is waiting our decision. We must use discernment when seeing these signs, but we also must have a lot of discernment about a Gemini or in Gemini season for some reason. Okay? So then we have the Lovers, and it talks about unity and oneness. So, okay, be mindful about those who called for unity and oneness when traditional tarot and in this deck. Okay? Use discernment about this. It says, joyful forest animals gather around a Celtic marriage ceremony beside the tree of life. The Lovers card evokes the union of opposites through the natural energy of mutual attraction. The celebration of oneness is animated by spiritual energy and great expectation. When the Lovers card appears in your reading, it may or may not have to do with a wedding. The Lovers can also symbolize the reconciliation of conflicting values or beliefs. Whether this reconciliation involves romantic love or your worldview, this card anticipates a significant leap forward. When Lovers appear in your reading, the irrepressible drive that moves you to bite the forbidden apple and exit the garden of delusion takes command. So we need to see past the illusions. Okay? Be committed to that, to seeing past the illusion, to understand what is going on and how we are directing our own and how we create our own destiny individually and as a collective, because destiny itself is being weaved with every single decision that is made. And destiny is waiting for us to make a decision collectively. Okay? So then with the Artist here, so the Queen of Stones, which talks about, for me, traditional tarot, stability and growth and abundance. But also here, she's painting a new picture. We are the creators and the artist. We help co-create with the divine and each other through our dreams, through our actions, through our words and our deeds. What are we committed to creating? Are we committed to creating more illusion? Or are we committed to seeing past and outside of that illusion? To seeing beyond the dream? Okay? I don't know if that makes any sense. It might make sense to somebody. So let's see what this card means. Let's see. So the Artist talks about spiritual, magnetic, and muse. Says, the artist points your path through a tranquil grove of ash trees. A butterfly watches the process of transforming black canvas into glorious reality. A metaphor for your personal journey. The multi-talented artist imparts prophetic wisdom to others without realizing it. She is a gentle, soft-spoken person, yet sent to inspire you through art, dance, music, and poetry. You'll find yourself immediately drawn to her as she charts your progress with brushstrokes of wise and sensible advice. So, pay attention to synchronicities. Pay attention to any prophetic dreams and readings. Okay? Obviously, use very strong discernment. Don't believe everything I say. Decide for yourself. We co-create the readings together as a collective, okay? And as individuals. So, waiting for the next decision to be woven and to be painted. Pay attention to dreams, maybe artistic endeavors our artistic dreams are very, we're like painting reality, okay? But we need to use discernment with that as well. So the next card we have, which was underneath the Golden Flower of Temperance, which talks about the healing and transformation. A lot of these cards are about transformation. We have the Seven of Spirals. So we also need to protect that. Okay, so let's see what this is about. Okay, so Seven Spirals are about assertion. So using power wisely. A well-rested bear focuses his piercing gaze on an unnamed intruder. The Seven of Spirals is about assertion and defending your turf. Turf can be a metaphor for your business, your personal beliefs, or even your right as an adult simply to exercise your own free will. The bear symbolizes the inner strength and confidence required to assert yourself with authority. The meaning of the Seven Spirals is to stand firm while holding overwrought emotions in check. Be tenacious and unyielding like the bear, and you will prevail. But also allowing that healing. So for what are you protecting? Obviously, if it's a false belief, right? We have, okay, so protecting your personal truth, but also protecting yourself, clear boundaries as well, using your power wisely. I feel like we are healing the ability to what we deem as power within ourselves and as a collective. So using it with integrity and compassion, like we had here before. Just because this lion can eat this lamb, that doesn't mean the lion should. Using power appropriately and our free will appropriately. Okay, and allowing it to transform. And it's okay, we can transform our beliefs. So again, we are meditating or collectively deciding on our transformation with the Phoenix, which talks about judgment here. So, let's see. Where's that? Let me find it real quick. Which is beautiful energy. Let me find it 1 second. Okay, Phoenix, judgment and resolution. We're trying to decide on how to clear away old grudges, clear away old conflicts, make better decisions as a collective. Okay, and it says here, the mythological phoenix rises brilliantly from the fire and ashes of creative destruction. This archetype is about lessons learned, order restored, and the dawn of a new day. This is always a welcome card to see in your reading. Phoenix calls your attention to the energies of consciousness flowing from the other world. Okay, exactly what I was saying. Phoenix's radiate colors indicate high energies of inspirational consciousness stirring in your life. This card heralds a time of resolution and restoration, a time to reap rewards and trust your instincts and intuition. Exactly. So we are at a pause. Okay, pay attention to the signs. Destiny's being woven. We will rise above this. Okay, and we will transform. We will change how we do things, how we look at power. A phoenix doesn't need to say that it's a phoenix to know that it's powerful and transformative, right? So we are looking at how we boast about ourselves, our personal truth, our free will, and how we will use that to transform society and the collective. So we have the Seven of Scrolls, which I guess resonates with the Seven of Swords. So for me, this can talk about we are trying to transform illusions and deception, or things that were wrong, to make things right that were done in the past or currently or in the future. We need to make things right. We have to transform and put it into these deceptions or these illusions that we've held on so strongly with in order for us to have a better society, a better collective unconscious to actually heal that. So, let's see. What is this about? 1 second. Also, we will have a completion of that. Let me see. Where is it? 1 second. Okay. So this talks about being an indecision. We haven't quite made the decision yet, but we do have a choice. So it says, this young satyr is perplexed. He holds a single scroll symbolizing all the knowledge and rationale he can muster. He is inclined to choose the door on the left, as the door on the right appears risky. Again, we are choosing, what path are we going to choose? We need to pay attention. Okay. The Six of Scrolls, counterintuitive reasoning, is symbolized by a single scroll. The Seven of Scrolls asks you to take risk and to allow your counterintuitive reasoning to hold sway. Many courageous decisions are made just because they feel right. Following, again, listening to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. Okay, pay attention to the prophetic dreams, because they're actively, I feel like, creating, as a collective unconscious or a collective consciousness, we're becoming aware of our creative ability, and we are also creating from that space. So, Psyche, the world, ascension. Okay, and this talks about Psyche dances onto the world stage to herald your glorious success. This card is about those moments of clarity that brings quantum leaps of awareness and understanding. Transformation is a lifelong work in progress, a continuing quest for renewal and growth. When one growth cycle ends, another begins. So that was also represented here in the Phoenix energy, okay? You travel through many doorways. Also, doorways. Okay. On the quest for fulfillment, Psyche's message is to mind the threshold lest you become stuck in the certitude of absolutes and cease to grow. Psyche translates as either soul or butterfly in Greek. As a beautiful butterfly, Psyche symbolizes the transformation of consciousness called ascension, your highest calling. So again, we are transforming as a collective. Be mindful of what we manifest too. Okay. Let's see. You want me to pull one of these cards, all right? Anything else you want to say for the collective spirit? Let's see. What else do you want to say? What other messages do you have for the collective spirit? Okay. We have the Nile. We have the pyramid. 22, 23. So that's an increase, so a level up, so like an ascension, right? Okay, what else do you want to say, Spirit? We also have Isis. Okay. And then we have Ptah, the new Aeon. Interesting. We're going to read these. Okay, and go over them. And then what else do you have to say for the collective spirit? Then we have Bast. Okay, and then one more. Okay, I guess two more then. We have the Alchemist, and then we have Anubis. And then bottom of the deck we have Thoth. Okay, so what is that? Let me see, what is it? 1 second, let me see. Here it is. 1 second. So for me, we'll go with like this. I will read the Thoth one too. You know what? I'll even read, before I even do that, let me read the Devil one because that was at the bottom of the deck. So let's see. Bella Rose, the Devil. Again, the Devil isn't always bad. Be mindful of what, and we also have the snake eating its tail, but infinite loops here. We need to see the reflection. Things can be masked, but not necessarily in a bad way, but we need to be mindful, again, with the type of discernment that we need, okay? One second. So the Devil, so it talks about detachment. It says, Mystical Bella Rose struts through Carnaval di Venezia, attired in safe anonymity. Her persona is a fabrication symbolized by her mask, a projection of who she really is deep down inside. Most of us behave similarly, and doing so is healthy unless you permit yourself to over-identify with a false persona. Bella Rosa assures you that it's okay to be yourself. Bella Rosa clutches her looking glass, a symbol of self-indulgence and a narcissistic ego. Her red rose symbolizes the detachment. Bella Rose is about understanding the benefit of detachment from material obsessions and unhealthy habits. The encouraging Ouroboros symbol, a snake eating its own tail, indicates rebirth and fulfillment of a cycle. So humanity is completing a conscious cycle, an unconscious and conscious cycle that I feel, again, we've done this before. We keep doing the same thing over and over, but maybe this go around, we make a different choice. And maybe we won't have to repeat this yet again. So, because everything that's already happened has happened exactly the way it is before. So we have the Nile here, and it says sacred archetypal element of water. We have the pyramid head, the sacred archetypal element of earth. We have Isis, holy queen, mother of us all, and embodied manifestation of love. Then we have Ptah, the new Aeon, imagination, visionary prophet. We also had here prophetic dreams in the original reading. And then Bast says holy longing, desire, instinct, and sensuality. Then we have Nekhmet, I think that's how you say it, mother, and Mut says alchemist, wisdom keeper, grandmother. And see, there's the two mothers. And then we have surrender, shaman, enlightenment, heart, Anubis. Then we have Thoth, and it says illumination, architect of wisdom, enlightened communication. Okay. That was a lot. So let's see. So, and I turn right to that page. So, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but we'll get. So, water blesses us. It blesses all of life. Everything in nature thirsts for water. Trees, animals, mountains, and human beings. And I also get to, we need to protect water. In our human bodies, water is synonymous with blood. The Nile is the bountiful river that is the reflection of the river of the night. The Milky Way, it is our star mother's counterpart on Earth. Nowhere on Earth is there such contrast between fertility and barrenness, between life and death, and between abundance and desolation, as in the Nile Valley, especially where the river's influence halts at the desert's edge. In Egypt, all life is dependent on the Nile, and the Nile, in her generous and gracious flow, feeds all life. As the Nile flows through Egypt, water flows through our lives, offering fluidity, compassion, intuition, nurturance, intimacy, and sensitivity. It teaches us about ebb and flow. This is repeating it again. I feel like this is more like enforcing the messages from before. It shows us its many forms, liquid and solid, vapor and mist. Water teaches us about eternity by showing us how to have faith as we move through the different states of being and consciousness, as well as those of form. We learn how to feel through water. We learn about emotion, sensitivity, and unconsciousness. Water cleanses the lenses of our psychic awareness and nourishes our intuition. When you draw this card, it is time to enter the river. It's time to return to the primal waters of the unknown, trusting that you will be fed and nurtured by the great mystery. Relax, perhaps making some time to immerse yourself in water. Experience floating and feeling yourself upheld by the waters of life. This is an opportunity for deep cleansing and renewal and trust. Water, as your ally in this reading, is the medium through which you will respond to what is needed at this time. All of water's unique qualities are available to you now. It's beautiful. Also having that groundedness too, I feel, with the pyramid. So the pyramid says, because they hold lessons about discipline and structures, pyramids are the perfect formation for teaching human beings about Earth's wisdom. When you pull this card, it is time to ground yourself firmly, experiencing the Earth as your foundation. It helps to connect physically walk barefoot outdoors, plant a garden, or repot a houseplant, or simply lie down on the ground and feel Earth's heartbeat. When you have a centered and grounded heart, the earth element can show you the solid structure, a structural foundation of your being. You can also perceive your honest limitations and boundaries without thinking of them as holding you back. The earth element teaches you how to create in physical form. Also, like I was saying, collectively creating manifestations as a collective, unconsciously and through dream state. So I feel like we're starting to really become aware of that, if that makes sense. Also here, respecting the mother and the grandmother of the earth. I feel like this is the mother of Isis. We are creating a new aeon, a new reality, or a new time. Follow our instincts, our intuition, be connected to the earth as we do so. I'm not going to read all of these, but also this talks about manifestation, just like the magician. And then surrender to the process of transformation. Constant flow, ebb and flow, transformation. Don't let it hold you back. Use the enlightenment of the wisdom. So this is almost like enlightened communication with the divine, but also with each other, and really tapping into the collective unconscious or the conscious collective mind or the hive mind. Because there is only mind, I guess is what I'm trying to say. To surrender to it, to allow that messages to come through, to become a true channel, purification through water, and also groundedness. There's a lot of people who are awake. We also have visionary, prophet, imagination. So we are seeing aeons into the future as a collective, but we are not necessarily, again, use discernment, but we're not necessarily acknowledging that. We're also we are like a collective dreamer. I don't know if that makes sense. We are the dream and the collective dreamer at the same time. There is no difference between the two. The only thing that's in between is that state of stasis, that pause in between being the dreamer and what is being dreamed. And what's in between that is, I guess, a collective pause or that stasis, being held by, I don't know why I'm getting this, but collective static. Because it's everything and nothing at the same time. It's like the unmovable mover. It is, but it isn't. And everything in between. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know where that's coming through, but I don't know if that makes sense. So what's outside of that? What's outside of that dream that we are collectively making or creating and painting, but yet not doing it at the same time because we are also, we are doing it at the same time because we are in the creation and also creating as we go. But what's outside of that? I feel like that's the stasis. It's the static because it's every sound, it's everything, all matter and no matter, all time and no time. It's all voices and silence. If that makes sense. That's intense. I don't know why I'm getting kind of called to pull these like animal cards. There was I have one of my favorite readers. Her name is Goddess Dragon Tarot. Love you, GDT. There was, she uses these cards sometimes, but there was a previous reader who was on YouTube before, and her name was Mana, and she was phenomenal. And GDT talks about that, and she calls these cards, the animal cards, Mana cards. So, Mana, we miss you, we love you, and we hope you're doing okay. And GDT, love you. So, I feel kind of called to pull these cards right now. So, also, too, this is like the vulture, but not in a bad way, because we have to have things that must be taken apart to be rebuilt, to be reinvented. So, again, it's manifestation or creation and the unmanifested or the uncreated at the same time. All right, why do you want me to use these cards for a second, Spirit? Why are these coming through? What are you trying to say? What's the message? The Swan. So, water element. The Nile, water element. Okay? It's the reflection of the two. This side of reality on the other side of reality. Okay? Like the snake eating its tail infinitely. Everything is a reflection of itself in one form or another. And it folds in on itself constantly. It's like the folding and unfolding. Folding, like wax on, wax off. But it's also that pause, that stillness and quietness right in between each folding and unfolding of reality and time. So are we seeing the reflections of what we create? We are starting to slowly become aware that we are creating reality in some fashion. And that it carries a great responsibility. Okay, anything else, please, Spirit, that you want to say about this with these cards? Okay, so we have Fox in reverse. Well, I'm not going to do these in reverse, but we have Fox and we have Bat. So, for me, Fox is fire and Bat is air. But also for me, it can be water too, because this also can even be earth. Because for me, Fox is like fire and earth, and this is like air and water. So it's really seeing we're seeing the reflection and the coming together of these elements and understanding how they work together. They're not meant to be separate, they're meant to come together. I don't know why they're saying this, but spirituality and science is meant to be together, but not used to confuse people either. We also have to use logical mind and emotional or intuition, right? We use logic and intuition. So neither one is good by themselves. You see what I'm saying? We both we have to have an equal balance between the two. I feel like with the Fox and the Bat here, we have day and earth, we have night and water. So there is a need to understand the ebb and flow between creation and non-creation, between reality and non-reality, between matter and antimatter, the ebb and flow between the two. There's nothing wrong with this Bat. The Bat is necessary it plays its role. If we didn't have the Bat, we would be overrun with bugs. If we didn't have the Fox, we'd be probably overrun with bugs and other small rodents or other small animals. Everything has its part. Everything has its role to play, its job to do, just like us. We need to make sure that we are reflecting on what job that is that we're doing. What are we creating? If that makes sense. Anything else there? Okay, the black egg here. So for me, this is no creation. This is outside of creation, when there was no creation. Okay? And then it becomes creation. So again, like I was saying, the antimatter versus matter, both still very valid. Like the yin yang, you can't have one without the other, because they are forever dancing and always intertwined. Anything else, please, Spirit? Then we have frog. More water, but also land. Frog has its purpose too. It eats other bugs and eats other things, so we must keep the water sacred, is what I'm getting with that. But we also have to clean out things that no longer serve us. Not in nature, but within ourselves and our collective consciousness and unconsciousness. We must become aware of what we create. So this would be, if you look at it this way, another message is coming through. Creation, non-creation, or right before creation happens and then creation happens. This is the reflection, the yin and the yang. It's like, what is it called? What came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, both did. If you look at it that way. If you look at it from a more, I guess, how do I say this? It's a paradox, right? Both had to come, both at the same time had to be present at one point in time in order for this to be created. So technically both came first. if you look at it that way. Anything else, please? I don't know if that makes any sense. That makes sense to somebody. Okay, so we have fire ant. Fire ant also has its place as well. Maybe bats eat ants. Who knows? I don't know. But this talks about working together as a collective. These are very... They will protect themselves. Obviously, they have a sting, and it burns. However, we need to protect ourselves. Okay, we need to also work together to protect the ecosystem and the earth. Look at it from a higher perspective here, not just from just a worldly standpoint. We need to look at it from, we are the offspring of this earth. We need to work together. They also work together to protect one another and to protect the elements and to protect nature and creation as they create. Because they create their homes, right? Their mounds, right? They build bridges of their own body so others can... A lot of cooperation here. Anything else? Then we have the scorpion. Okay? So the scorpion, okay, has a fiery sting. But it's both fire and water. It's the fiery water side. It has depth. It has the emotions. It has the dark, murky water. It's not afraid to go and light the path. Scorpios also come through to transform. So we are collectively trying to transform our reality. We have to make very diligent, conscious choices. We need to start becoming more and more aware of how we actually create our reality and how we perceive that with discernment, of course, and logic, and then also spirituality and intuition. How are we going to choose to be... It's going to reflect back to us. I feel like something else too is like the antimatter. I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's like a thing called scrying, like Black Mirror scrying. This is like the Black Mirror for me. Okay, because you have the reflection here. It doesn't look like it is, but it is. So this antimatter is reflecting back to us our creation. It's almost like it's the mirror, if that makes sense. Okay. Interesting. All right, let's get one of these cards and we'll wrap it up. All right, Spirit, any other messages that you have for the collective, please, regarding this reading? Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups here. So we need to be nurturing of one another. Again, going into these waters, cleansing ourselves and our emotions, following our intuition, but also, again, I'm going to say add your logic in there as well, because we do need to have discernment. This is the Page of Wands. So make sure that we understand the direction that we are taking and do it from a place of maturity, not immaturity. Okay, anything else? Okay, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Are we crying of what we have lost financially? Now, I know things are hard right now. What I'm talking about, what do we hold dear to ourselves? What do we hold dear as a collective? Now, that will be different for everybody on an individual state. But what is it collectively? Because this is the choice. Money won't matter. Politics won't matter. How much money you got in the bank, your fancy car, no fancy car, won't matter if we don't have clean air to breathe, clean water to drink, and if the land is not fertile for us to be able to grow crops in a natural way, working in harmony with the elements. The elemental beings or whatever are pissed, okay? And they're wanting us to get back in balance with them to work in harmony. Same thing with what are we trying to manifest and create as a collective here? Were you just glutton for punishment, trying to create punishment for ourselves? Or are we going to transform and rise above that? Anything else, please? Okay, so then we have the, what is that? Yeah, Eight of Wands. We need to communicate. We need to take action and movement. But it needs to be directed. Okay, it needs to be directed. We need to work together like the ants do. Okay, to protect. And we need to see, bring, how do I say this, illumination where things are dark. So we can also going within to have deep self-reflection. Okay, deep self-reflection. Anything else, please, Spirit? Yeah. Work together with the Three of Pentacles here. We need to work together as a collective, like I was saying with the ants here, to protect nature, to protect, and to protect this transformation. We need to heal collectively, heal individually, and heal our home. Or suffer the consequences of not doing so. Anything else, please, Spirit? Okay. We have the Six of Swords reversed. We will continuously do the same cycle over and over and over. It'll in exactly the same way every time if we don't really start making new decisions. We've done this all before exactly the same, even up to this point. Exactly the same. You might have had a different role. You might have played a different person, or it could have just been a different atom that was changed, like a particle. But we've done this all before. So, in this continuous cycle, but we may not be able to escape the cycle, but we can at least make this one better. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit? We need to be able to move on and heal. The Lovers. Not everything is so black and white, but also not everything is roses and puppy dogs and sunshine. Both are equal. Both have their purpose. Next is the Four of Pentacles reversed. We need to let go of this. Yes, there is duality, so we can't deny that, right? We have to understand that there is that. But that doesn't mean that they can't work together. Okay? You need to let go of holding this. It's got to be this way, or it's got to be this way. Okay? Then we have the Queen of Wands reverse. So, don't play ourselves. Okay? Don't allow deception or pettiness or revenge. Okay? We need to let go of the need for revenge. Then we have the Seven of Wands reverse. Let go of those defensiveness. Okay? Yes, we do need, that's not the same thing as accountability and responsibility, though. Accountability and responsibility is key, but it's not the same thing as pettiness. Okay? Then we have the, Six of Wands reverse. If we go after just revenge and pettiness, we will not. It'll be an empty victory. And it will bring much unhappiness with the Sun reverse. Okay? Also, again, something about the Sun going in reverse. Or something about the Sun dimming. I don't know. Pay attention to that, I guess. Anything else? Last card. Okay, we have the Five of Cups. It's like we're spiraling. We're in this constant spiral. But we need to move past our indifferences. Yes, accountability, responsibility. That's not the same thing as being petty. Okay? Also, someone's going to regret hiding something in a collective world, maybe even the world stage. Someone here is going to have much regret about hiding something or trying to hide something. Also, again, the Sun might be spiraling reverse. I don't know why. There's much regret and remorse about holding something secret. The flowers, some flowers no longer turn towards the Sun. There might be two suns. Two suns here. I don't know. Two reflections of a sun or two suns. Something might be happening in Tucson, Arizona. I don't know. That someone will have much regret. The moon, too. Two reflections. You have the reflection of the sun, and so sun and reflection of the sun. Two suns, and then you have the moon, and then reflection of the moon. And then you see this. Something's going to show up in the night sky. It's a messenger that has been long hidden. It's too many spirit. I can take all those cards. Also, something's going to be realized. What is this? There's a jack-o'-lantern here. So, okay, there could be something around the Halloween time. But not necessarily. See how the moon has really, really close? And there's something that's walking, a figure that's in the dark. We're gonna learn about something that was once hidden. Things are coming to light about that. All right, I think that's good for now. There's a lot that's coming through, but I don't want to make it too long. Okay, well, take it for what it is, or not at all. Hope you've at least enjoyed it. If you'd like to get a reading with me, you can check the description box below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you know the next time I upload. Until next time, please take care of yourself.